Hi and welcome back. Today we have a great opportunity to take you on the interior video tour of a Renegade Valencia and tell you a little bit about what the thought process was when Renegade designed this particular model of motor coach. They wanted to create a value-minded coach that was kind of I hate to say the word entry level, but really an entry level into the Renegade brand. And they brought a lot of the products that are known on their higher end coaches and they've incorporated them into the Valencia. But they were able to keep the cost down, or the price point of the Valencia, because the options are somewhat limited on them, so that they can keep, producing these at a consistent rate. And the result is just a great motorhome. As you can see here, as we start up, you can see they've still incorporated the boot step into the stairway entrance on it. Has real nice rubber traction grip on it, which is something that's resonates well with a lot of the Valencia owners, because this is more of a motorhome that you might see sitting along a lake or a riverbed, and wet feet coming in and out of the motorhome, and Renegade took that into account when they designed it. Now as we move into the motorhome, you'll kind of notice the quality and the look. A lot of people that come in and look at these colors are just really impressed with the fit, the finish, the colors, and the accommodations inside of the motorhome, and how everything was just really well thought out on it. Now as we pan around, you can see the wallboard coloring, the light fixtures, the valances. It's all classic Renegade quality construction. As we move around over here into the kitchen area, you can see the full residential style faucet in it. Just a very well thought out motor coach. Now we're going to move over into the living quarters side of the coach and talk a little bit about the furniture and some of the other features over here. One thing I'd like to point out as we get into the sofa area is that to the right of the armrest there, you'll notice there's a 110 outlet, and that's something that is consistent throughout the Renegade brand. They keep power outlets because they know everybody running these motorhomes is going to want to have a laptop plugged in or a cell phone, and that's just one more layer to enjoying life in a Renegade motorhome, making everything accessible and easy to get to. Here we've exposed the seat belts on the sofa. In the event that you want to take passengers with you, you have 3 seat belts in there. And again, if you have kids with you and they want to keep their iPad plugged in, all that's well within reach. Another thing I want to point out is just the aesthetics of the motorhome. Here we're going to go ahead and open up the window, and for those of you that aren't aware, they have day-night roller shades, and the night version is the white portion that you pull down that really blocks out all the sunlight, and then there's a day version that we had shown, and it's a perforated screen that you pull down if you want to still see outside but reduce the sun, or you can put both rollers up and you can see out the window completely. Now we're going to move around and fold out the dinette and turn it into a sofa sleeper here, and this is just kind of a step-by-step process of how that works with this motorhome. As you can see, it's a very straightforward design. It's real easy to set up. great place to put a couple grown adults or kids, you know, should you have extra passengers with you and need this extra space. It's also a great place just to lounge if you want to kick back and watch a movie. Now we're going to move over to the dinette, and Renegade refers to this as their dream dinette. As you notice, it has a real nice curved backing to the seats, which is something that we're a big fan of here. We really like. It's kind of a dinette style seating. You can see here there's vents in the windows over the dinette, so if you're sitting there and you want to get a little bit of a breeze coming in through the motorhome, it's real easy to open up the windows, as Austin's doing here. Now we're going to go back to the dinette and just kind of walk you through some of the features that's available in this Renegade Dream dinette. Here we're going to go ahead and take the dinette and begin the process of converting it into a sleeping area. As you can see, it starts with removing the seats, and then you just flip the lever and lower the dinette straight down, and then you just put your dinette cushions back in place. You can store the extra ones here in the drawers underneath the dinette. Some people like to store them, you know, underneath the coach so that they've got room in these drawers for clothing or different things like that. But again, this is just an extra place to sleep, you know, extra passengers. Here you can see we put everything back together as if you got up in the morning and ready for breakfast. Another thing to point out is underneath the dinette, you can see there's a 110 outlet and USB plugs. Again, just keeping with the consistency of the Renegade brand, making sure power ports are located where you need them. Now we're going to pan around to the other side of the living area and get into the kitchen area and go through some of the cabinetry in the compartments over here so you can get an understanding of what's inside of this motorhome. So located next to the refrigerator, you'll see the stacked washer and dryer, which is really nice, so you can be running a washer machine while you're running the dryer. They have a full-size residential style refrigerator freezer here. Everybody that has had a Valencia has been very happy with this refrigerator freezer combination. It's nice having the freezer on the top. There's also an ice maker inside of it, and then a nice refrigerator on the bottom. You'll also notice to the left of the doors, refrigerator and freezer doors, there's locking mechanisms there so you can lock the doors so as you're traveling down the road the doors don't open. Now as we move into the kitchen area, we're going to start with showing you the sink, and as you can see there's sink covers on it, which is really nice. It increases the usability of the kitchen counter as well as the cover over the top of the stove, as you see here. It's also nice, you can turn these over and use them as a cutting board if you wish. As you can see here, this is a 3-burner stove. A few people have asked, well, why are there 4 control knobs if there's only 3 burners? And that's because the control knob on the left is the igniter button. You just rotate it to ignite the gas on the 3 burners. As you can see above the stove, we have a nice microwave there, and of course, just like all microwaves, setting the clock will be a struggle. Now as we pan around into the cabinet drawers, you can see lots of storage area there. There's nice storage underneath the sink. You'll also notice under the sink, it went pretty quick, but the water heater's under the sink. As we continue panning around, you'll see there's lots of overhead cabinet storage in this Valencia. I think Renegade's done as good a job as they could trying to maximize storage space on it, and not just getting storage space, but usable storage space. You know, as we keep panning around, I don't know if you can see from the video, but if you were to compare this Renegade to another brand in the same category, the quality is just overwhelmingly superior in a Renegade for just a few dollars more. You know, we get people that come into our dealership on a daily basis, and they've just compared maybe to a different brand, and they come in, and most people, it takes them about 5 minutes within walking into one of these to realize this is the brand they want to own. You know, not just from a quality standpoint, but from a reputational standpoint of Renegade. You know, when you reach out and look in the used market, you just don't see many used Renegades. And part of that is people don't sell them, that they just last and last. But the other reason is there's such a sense of pride in owning a Renegade that many people that have one for sale end up selling it before it even makes it to the want ads. And that's just a testament to the quality of a Renegade. Now we've moved into the overhead convertible bunk system, which is kind of neat. You know, if you don't have people staying or sleeping here, you can keep the bed stored up, and then you have virtually a full walk-in cab. If you do have guests or kids sleeping up there, you'll notice that they have a television up there for them to use. As we continue to pan around, I apologize a little bit for the shaky camera, but it's, you know, very challenging to get up inside there and hold the camera. We're just really trying to show you all the aspects of this motorhome. So, you know, one of the goals at IWS is to make sure that you're a very informed purchaser. And that starts with knowing, you know, all the amenities and the pros and cons. And, you know, we tell everybody when they come here to look at a motorhome that we recommend that they write down what's important to them. You know, for some people, sleeping a lot of people is important. And if that's the case, this is a great choice. There's, you know, I haven't even counted. It just depends on the size of the people, I suppose, how many people you sleep in this. But lots of sleeping berths in it. But for other people, maybe horsepower is more important, or towability or drivability. So we're really just going to try hard to show you the best we can of what to expect in this Valencia. Here, as we pan around on the dash, you'll notice the leveling jacks are put center. One of the things that people like about this cab is that you sit fairly close together, so that as you're driving down the road, it's easy to talk back and forth and have a conversation. You know, you're not sitting really wide apart. All the components, or I guess the switches and the controls in these Freightliners are very ergonomic and driver friendly. You got to understand, this chassis, or the Freightliner M2106 design chassis, was designed for drivers to use doing deliveries day in and day out. They carried most of that over into this. This is actually a Freightliner S2 RV chassis, which was really an exclusive Renegade Rev Group chassis that they worked with Freightliner to develop, that had not only great drivability, but would fit this particular RV platform very well. And this is the result of it. Now we're just going to do a nice slow pan around the living quarters and kitchen as we enter our way to the rear of the coach, and we're going to talk about that. As you can see here, it's separated by a pocket door here that slides out. Has a real nice easy latch pull mechanism on it. Renegade installs rare earth magnets behind the door to help keep the door closed, or keep the door open when you're traveling. Works out really well. Here's just a little bit of a shot looking back into the living quarters, and as you can see, here's the two bunk beds just to your left of the screen in there. The master bedroom is also separated by a double set of doors, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Here's just a pan around in the bunk beds, and the neat thing about these is each bunk bed has a window, so you can get ventilation and also see. Each bunk has 110 outlet with USB ports. You have your own television in there. The lower bunk also has storage underneath it. Again, the Renegade Valencias, they've done a great job of utilizing storage and making it kind of personal. You can see there by the reading light in it. Each bunk has a curtain so you can close it off for privacy, but just a really nice sleeping berth. So another neat feature that Renegade did is they made the top bunk removable, and you can install a full-length curtain rod in there for those of you that want to just have a large wardrobe closet instead of bunk beds. And then let's say you're taking the grandchildren with you or you have guests, you can easily take that out and install this upper bunk bed and put it back into place. Just a great use of space and versatility. Here's a little bit of shot of the television running. We always love to play a DVD that we're real proud of called Outdoor Idaho. We love to show off our great state every time we get a chance to. One of the things as I talk about our state and some of the things we offer is when you buy a motorhome from us and you become one of our customers, we have our IWS Advantage package, and that's where we're going to walk you through every step of owning this motorhome. We've got people that'll stay 2 to 3 days with us, and we're going to help you through every aspect of operations of the motorhome. We're going to give you an iPad that has private videos that show you the operation of the motorhome, and that's something we don't share with the general public. You have to become one of our customers to gain access to that. And typically in our service shop, we'll only work on our customers' motorhomes. I know people get frustrated by that, but it's our belief that we exist to serve our customers, and the best way we can do that is to be ready for them when they need us. As I've been talking, I guess you've noticed we've been panning around in the bathroom, just trying to give you an overview of what this bathroom area looks like and what some of the storage compartments look like. As you can see in the Renegade Valencia, it does have a push-to-flush toilet system in it. Has a real nice fiberglass shower in it with lots of room, lots of height. That's something that Renegade is very well known for, is the ceiling height. Here you can see they put a really spacious skylight in the shower, which really helps if you're, I would believe if you're 6'6", you'll have no trouble at all in the shower. Now as we move out into the rear bedroom, I'm just gonna be quiet for a minute and let the camera pan around so you can kind of just take this all in as you look at the bed and the nightstands, the outlets. Well, there you go. I just keep talking, so I'll just be quiet for a few minutes. I hope that slow pan there really helped you to get an understanding of, the bed, the space. I really want to point out the nice large nightstands on each side of the bed. It's just a great place to set your cell phone, water bottles. And that's something that I think people overlook when you're doing a tour of a motorhome. A lot of times the salesman's kind of pushing you through it, trying to get you to make a decision, but after the sale, when you're living in this thing or you're vacationing in it, having things in the right location just really make life a lot more enjoyable. And for me, being able to have my cell phone next to me at night charging so I can look at the clock or answer a text message or just listen to music on my phone, that's a big bonus for me. Another nice thing is having the counter between the two wardrobe closets, so when I come in, I got a place to set my watch or my billfold. I love having the window there over the on top of the counter there, so I can look outside and let a little natural light in. The wardrobe closets here are really nice. As you can see on the left-hand side here, the one that Austin's opening, it has storage on top and bottom. It has a full-length hanging closet rod on the top, but let's say you have dresses or something long, you can remove this, the top of the lower portion, I guess is the best way to say it, and you can hang dresses all the way through that by just removing this lower hanging rod out. A lot of people will hang their clothes on the top rods and then just remove that so that they can use the bottom portion there as a clothes hamper. Again, you get lots of choices with Renegade, and that really comes from Renegade's strong history in the racing community. You know, I went to the NHRA Toyota Nationals last fall in Las Vegas, and you know, I didn't do a statistical count, but it sure seemed like overwhelmingly the motorhomes that were in the parking lot that the drag racers were using and the professional racers, it was predominantly Renegade motorhomes. And that's because Renegade really knows how to build a motorhome that can hold up to the abuses that a professional race team might put through it. And a lot of that stuff was transferred down when they designed the Valencia. I guess you'd say it's part of their heritage. It's hard to not think about quality construction when you're building things, even when you're down into more of an entry-level coach. Now we're going to bring in the full wall slide, and I think it's important for you to be able to see what the motorhome looks like when you're in transport mode and you're going down the road, because you know, a lot of people like to pull over and make sandwiches or to use the bathroom, so we try to give you that shot. As you can see, as you're looking down the hallway, you have full access to the bathroom and full access to the bunk beds. You know, when the slides are in, so if you want to take a nap as you're, you know, when you park alongside the road, you won't have to run the bed slides out. As we bring this, the sofa and dinettes wall slide in, and we bring it in, you'll see there's still ample room to make a sandwich. You know, if you park at a rest area, you won't have to put the slides out. You can get the refrigerator open, make a sandwich, sit down at your dinette, and have a nice lunch. All very easy to use. Well, in closing, I hope that I brought a little bit of understanding to the Valencia line, the interior of this bunkhouse, and really look forward to meeting you, and hope to get to meet you sometime soon. Thanks again.